So last night I went to go see Love Hurts, a movie about a realtor who used to be part of a mob, and it's also kind of a love story. Let's talk about it. Hey Kernel, so last night, like I said, I got to go see Love Hurts, which I was pretty highly anticipating this movie for a while. My girlfriend and I saw a bunch of the previews together. We thought it looked really good. Also, just the fact that they're coming up with like these weird new ideas, even for a Valentine's Day movie about a realtor who like knows karate and like martial arts, just sounded like a good time. So kind of real quick before we dive into spoilers and non-spoilers of the movie, which I'll link in the description, the different chapters, basing, if you haven't seen the movie or not. But if you guys want to see kind of more movie reviews like this, I'll also be posting the other movie that I saw last night, which was Heart Eyes. So if you want to stay, tuned for that, subscribe, do whatever you got to do so you don't miss out on it. And let's talk about Love Hurts. So starting with the non-spoiler stuff, as my girlfriend pointed out to me after the movie, there's no plot. I didn't quite realize it. I was too busy seeing bodies fly everywhere and all of that fun junk. The movie just kind of happens. It just kind of, things happen and then people react to those things happening, and before you know it, you're at the end of the movie. It's kind of like watching real life. Like, things just happen and there's not really an end goal. It's just like, this is what needs to happen. So yeah. The one thing I will say the movie gets right is its theme about being a Valentine's Day movie. I wasn't sure going into this, like, how it was going to get those across, being that it was like an hour and 20-minute runtime, while also trying to, like, give us, great action, whatever, and also deliver some kind of heartfelt message about Valentine's Day. They do manage to do it in a pretty funny way, which I'll talk a little bit more in my spoiler review, but it's actually pretty good at delivering on the themes of Valentine's Day. I'd say probably one of the bigger parts of this movie that I had a really good time with was Ki Hai Kwan and just his acting. He's a very, like, friendly looking guy. I will say, until he takes off his glasses. When he takes off his glasses, he becomes almost like this monster, which they do kind of reference in the movie. Like, he takes off his glasses to become all serious and stuff. But, like, it's actually quite funny how different he looks without his glasses. But he does a really good job of making this, like, this persona of this very friendly family guy that wasn't always like this, that can also, like, kick someone's ass. And I love it. It's pretty great. Kind of going into that point, they do a lot of cool cinematography, choreography, fight stuff here. A lot different than just the typical, like, punch, kick. Like, you see people, like, thrown across tables. At one point, like, someone gets locked in a fridge, gets thrown in a fridge. It gets kind of nuts really fast. Now let's get into the spoiler stuff. So the plot is basically almost non-existent, but we'll try to, here's basically the main idea of it. A man who used to be part of, like, a mob with his brother is now found out that he never killed the girl that he was supposed to. She comes back, gets him involved in all of this. His brother just wants to kill him. That's really the plot. He just has to kill his brother, or, like, I don't really know. He never really, like, plans on killing it. In fact, he doesn't kill him. He actually, like, gives him up to, like, some Russian, like, mob boss person, and then they take him, like, I don't even know. It got really confusing towards the end. But that's essentially what happens. So you heard me mention before that the choreography and the fight cinematography was really good in this, and it is for, like, 2/3 of the movie. But at the very end of the movie, like, when it's supposed to be the best of the best, it's a little bit of a letdown, I won't lie. It takes place in, like, some movie rental store kind of thing, and the one girl that, like, we haven't really got to see fight, but she was kind of like his co-star, kind of like side by side in this movie. She uses a taser to fight. It's kind of a letdown when, you're seeing a bunch of cool martial arts and things get flown around and cool punches and kicks and flips and all that kind of junk, and then someone just uses, like, a gun or a taser. Like, granted, the other guys did have guns, but they never got any shots off. It was just cool, like, weird stuff that you wouldn't expect, and then, like, people getting taken down by a taser. It's just kind of boring. Not to mention that he himself also doesn't do anything. Like, at that final fight, he's not doing any cool like flips or thing. It's just kind of like that. And I kind of wish he would have like taken a movie and like crushed their hand in it, or like, I don't know, just do something weird. I think that would have been better. Let's talk about probably the funniest part of this movie, and that Marvin's coworker and one of the goons that works for his brother was trying to, like, he goes to his office in the very beginning, and then he gets knocked out by Marvin. She finds this guy, and then they have some sort of like romantical like subplot in the movie that just comes out of nowhere. And it's really funny because like you'd think they would just drop it, like it wouldn't be, no, it becomes like at least probably the secondary plot of the movie is just them coming together on Valentine's Day, which is why I said that the movie definitely nails the themes of being like a love like Valentine's Day movie. Let's also not forget that Marshawn Lynch for some reason is one of the gang members. He was really good, even though, you know, he's not like a professional actor or anything. He does his part good enough. He plays the part of a gangster. And there's one part in the movie that's like, they kind of like stayed on for a little bit that I thought was pretty funny. There's a part when they're in the backyard of the one house, and Marvin throws a knife at his gun and like it gets stuck. And any normal movie, he would just like pull it out, but he can't get it out. He's like, how do I get this off? And I don't know. I just thought it was funny that they kind of stood on that part for a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about Love Hurts. So yeah, guys, if you are thinking about going to see a Valentine's Day movie this weekend, definitely consider this one. Also consider the one that I'm going to be putting out kind of coinciding this, as I saw both last night. I definitely prefer Hard Eyes over this, but this was still a good time. So if you're looking to kind of make a double feature out of it, I would say it's worth checking out at least once. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, Kernels.